It's been a while. I mean, look, life's been a little busy. Got a new job. DC's in a good place right now, like consistently really good. Is life like good again? Am I happy? So Peacemaker season 2 is out and it is here. It's been very anticipated. As someone who loved Peacemaker season 1, I adored that season of television. I thought it was excellent and further proof that James Gunn knows what he's doing when it comes to writing characters, when it comes to making them compelling, but also knowing when they're funny, but not in a sense of being forced comedy. It's comedy that fits characters that work for this world, and now it fits so nicely into the DCU. What was great about Peacemaker season 1 is that, for the most part, it stayed so focused on being itself that by the time it came around to a whole universe reset, we can use Peacemaker. We can kind of still move it over and pivot it over into the new DCU instead. And I thought that was really clever. And that's where I kind of want to start off with my thoughts on episode 1, is that I think this episode did a good job at reestablishing what the world is, but also setting us up for what's to come for future conflicts. It doesn't forget about season 1, but it does retcon a few things in the recap itself. I kind of love that method of it. I'm not going to lie to you. I bet you James Gunn was just working his way around it, just writing like he's got Superman coming out. He wrote Peacemaker season 2, Creature Commandos. He probably got the phone call like, hey, what are we doing with that cameo season 1? Shit. Just re-edited him and whatever. I thought that was pretty funny. I love how the recap was just, make it simple, flashback, the Justice League cameo from season 1, it's now the Justice Gang. That simple, done, changed, move on. Like, I love that choice because it kind of gets rid of that idea that when you put all this pressure on tie-in, they're just like, fuck it, just make it the new universe. I thought that was a brilliant idea. I just like that they did it that way. But there's more to this episode. It is a great introduction to what's going on for season 2. I like how we're seeing where each character has left off. One thing I didn't expect that I like that we're exploring is Amelia Harcourt's character and her idea of frustration, her anger that she really carries with her all the time. It's really funny because she even gets denied another job and they tell her it's because essentially Amanda Waller's blacklisting everyone who worked against her in season 1 and the Suicide Squad. So now they're having trouble finding actual jobs. So we're seeing how Amanda Waller's villainy is affecting the characters throughout their just daily lives as well. I thought that was a nice little touch to make Amanda Waller that much more of a dick that she already is. But it was a cool addition. It's like, okay, now we're seeing the effect of their lives beyond just the comic book scale, but now their actual livelihoods, their jobs are being affected. That was a good scene, a very human scene, because she's being told she has toxic masculinity and she can't join this job. And it's really interesting because it's like, is that actually the reason, or is that because Amanda Waller doesn't want her to work there? But it does go to show that it's a character growth moment. It's like, I like that we're going to explore what makes her tick, what makes her so want to lash out at the world. I'm excited to see that take effect throughout this season. I think Amelia Harcourt is such an interesting character. I loved her in season 1, and I like that her and Peacemaker's relationship, it's not them together, but it is an interesting growth from season 1. They were such polar opposite season 1, and I like that here we're kind of building this back and forth between them. He was a little more realistic than most relationships that just kind of end up being romantic without being earned. It's not a romance right now. I think right now it's like Chris and Harcourt, they get along. They do see, I think, similarities in each other. Peacemaker deals with a lot of anger. He just deals with it in a bit of a different way. A lot of his trauma comes from like a sadness, a regret. I feel like Amelia Harcourt's comes from a need to be the one on top. I'm really interested to see where that unfolds. And we also get a great return at Vigilante. I like that Vigilante is just being a nuisance right now. Like, he calls Diebeer, he calls John Economos, and he's like, yo, look at my owls. And it's just, that's all you really need. It's like comedic relief, introducing those characters. I'm excited to see where they go with that. Vigilante is one of those characters that I really appreciated in season 1, because like he started off as just this comedic relief villain, but that moment in season 1 where he's crying because he thinks he got Chris in trouble from his father, that's a really human moment where he does have those feelings. It's very hard to find, because he's very mentally gone. But those moments where it does lash out, it comes out where he's crying or he's feeling something for his friends, it's all that much more impactful because it comes from a character like Vigilante. And in this season, I'm hoping he's not just comedic relief for the sake of being comedic relief. Like, I hope he still gets time to shine, an arc. It looks like we're dealing with a lot personally wise, and I think it's mostly going to be focused on Peacemaker this time, or at least these next few episodes. We see that Chris ends up going through this pocket dimension, so to speak, that thing in season 1 that his dad had the raging dick racist that he is. He had a home room full of weapons and such. Now Chris has access to it. It's how he got his Peacemaker helmet. It's how he got his weapons in general. It's how he kind of grew up learning what these weapons are. Now it all belongs to him. He's partying in the same house, and you see those parallels where Chris is just dealing with a lot. I really appreciate that party montage scene we get with Chris, because I think that was a moment we need where it's like, it's not just a fun montage. Like we heard in the marketing, that was like, oh yeah, it's a fun, you know, what can I say on YouTube? But yeah, a fun party, so to speak. He's getting it down, and then essentially it is a moment of the show that he is just escaping. He's trying to escape from his depression. He's trying to escape from his feelings that he has, this idea that he is lonely, he feels isolated. And I like how it's so unspoken here. We just kind of see it through his actions. After he has that little spout with Harcourt about their little will we won't we, he goes back to his house and he starts partying, and it's this moment where it's kind of tragic and sad to watch. You don't want him to go down this path. He starts binging the drugs and everything, and it's just really unfortunate to watch. But it adds to the tragedy of this character. There's going to be a lot to learn from, especially by the end when we see that he is connecting with the parallel version of his dad again. Like, that was a moment that every time this episode I thought was about to end, it kept going and kept getting me more riveted. I really appreciated that, and I love the ballsy ending this episode chose to cliffhang on, because it does make you question. It's like, how's he going to explain that to his dad? I'm really excited to see what happens with him and Keith, him seeing his brother again, because that is something I didn't expect to get with the season. I thought season 1 was going to be like the wrap up of that tale and like deal with his mental problems, but I like that here we have a chance to see Chris connect with a parallel world that he could have had. He can almost connect with the version of his family that he would never get to see. We also get to see Robert Patrick play a nice guy now instead of a dickhead from season 1. That's going to be a fun contrast as well. Robert Patrick's so good as this character, and like, I'm really excited to see if this universe dad version of Chris's dad is going to be an asshole, or if he's just pretending to be good, or if he's just that wholesome, nice guy that Chris is going to have to say goodbye to, or will he want to choose this life? It's going to be interesting seeing that put in front of him, because Chris is a character that is so lonely, so isolated. He just now started to find his family in the people from Peacemaker season 1, but what happens when you get the actual opportunity to get your life back right there in front of you? It's not going to be authentic, though. That's where the conflict comes in at the end when he fights himself. His self comes back from Bloodhaven. Love that Easter egg, by the way. Really want to see some Nightwing soon, hopefully. So his alternate self comes back from Bloodhaven, sees what's going on. They start fighting each other. The family doesn't know about it, but then when he takes down his alternate self by accident during the fight, the heat of the moment, he beats himself, gets himself stabbed in the back. Alternate Chris is gone. Now our Chris has to figure out, will he stay with this family? What's that going to entail? I'm so excited to see what happens with season 2. Just kind of getting back into the flow of things, I just kind of want to talk about how this episode was really solid. I thought it was fun, it was entertaining, it was hilarious. I love the new opening too. It's a really fun new song. I like that they're switching things up, keeping things refreshing for each season. Another shout out is Adebayo. I really like seeing where Adebayo's evolved. She seems a lot more sure of herself. She's struggling, but she's a lot more confident. She seems like, even though she's in a worse spot than season 1, life-wise and where she's living, she's got it together. Like, she's like, no, I'm the one that's going to be the pep talk for other characters. I really like where her character is heading. I'm excited to see where that evolves as well. Guys, Peacemaker Season 2 premiere was great. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what happens next. It's just a consistent run for DC right now, and I'm not going to pretend it's not. I'm just having a great time with this, and I'm excited to see what happens with the next episode. Going to be talking about episode by episode with you all. Just wanted to kind of get back into the flow of things. I thought Peacemaker was a great way to do that. Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. What did you think of Season 2, Episode 1? Did you like Season 1 of Peacemaker? Did you enjoy how they also changed and retconned what happened in season 1 to fit this universe? I thought it worked really well, but what do you guys think? Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. Do you like Peacemaker? Do you like the DCEU? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.